Welcome, everybody, here inside East Gymnasium on the campus of Fort Lee High School for today's varsity girls basketball showdown between the Dumont Huskies and the Fort Lee Bridgemen. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Long. So glad that you could join us as we are now underway after a late arrival here by Dumont. They had busing issues, and now we are getting started with this Big North American Division showdown as Fort Lee is going to be in their home black, Dumont in their road white. First meeting of the season between these two, and Fort Lee will produce the turnover but miss on the layup attempt that would have given them the early 2-0 advantage. So a missed opportunity that time for the Bridgemen to take the first lead. Christy Prepis is the head coach of Dumont, 1-6 on the season. Kelly Lane, the head coach of Fort Lee, as the Bridgemen are 1-5 themselves. Dumont swept both meetings in the regular season a season ago, winning 51-31 here on the road at Fort Lee and then winning 52-42 at home. This opportunity there, rebound inside, collected by Ileana James, and Fort Lee goes down the other way. Martinez, who misfired on the first shot attempt, collects the ball, trying to drop it down low inside. Pagan's turnaround shot is good, and Daniela Pagan, the freshman with the first 2 points of the afternoon, gives Fort Lee an early 2-0 lead. Pagan going straight up, made a great block inside after Dumont was trying to attack in transition with Gabriella Bartolucci. Dumont trying to break a 5-game losing streak on the season. They lost 47-38 on the road against Waldwick their last time out on January 4th. Fort Lee lost in their last time against Bergenfield 28-23 after they secured their first win of the season, knocking off the Clifton Mustangs 36-26. First foul shot opportunity for Scarlett Santana is no good. The junior had 12 points in that loss against Waldwick. A season ago, 7 points, 9 rebounds against Fort Lee. She goes 1 of 2 at the line. First point of the game for Dumont. And the Fort Lee lead is cut in half to 2-1. Turnover produced by Dumont. And the Huskies will take their first lead after the steal and the layup by Bartolucci. Full court pressure trying to speed up the Bridgemen, and that's the second consecutive turnover for Fort Lee. So after the Bridgemen took a 2-0 lead, the one foul shot and then the subsequent steal and layup off of the steal has given Dumont their first advantage of the day at 3-2. Into the corner it goes. Samira McKinley getting it back up top. Sage Solomon, number 30. Here's McKinley on the baseline, stuffed away on a pass attempt. Pagan got a piece of it, but then also stepped out of bounds on the baseline, so that'll be of possession going back over to Dumont. Inbounds inside, and another easy lay-in inside the paint for Dumont. Santana, the recipient of that inbounds pass inside. She's got 3 of Dumont's 5 points. Another turnover forced by Dumont. But possession procured by Fort Lee as the Bridgemen break out the other way. Martinez had that ball stripped away after trying to swing that pass inside. Lucia Giangregorio, number 2, will do the inbounding here for Dumont. After that was deflected last touch out of bounds. 5-2 lead for the Huskies, who have scored 5 in a row. Quick inbounds pass leads to the easy lay-in here for Santana. And Scarlett Santana, close to her per-game scoring average. She's got 5 already in this game. She averages just under 7. Another turnover. Santana's wild shot, that time no good. James trying to track it down. All Dumont here in the early goings. High arcing 3-ball into the corner, and that's going to elicit the timeout by Fort Lee. After Dumont knocked in the triple and have taken a 10-2 advantage, a 10-0 run for the visitors. Have staked Dumont out to an impressive start to this one on the road. Again, Dumont came into this game 1-6 on the season, having lost their last 5 consecutive games. I'd like to thank all of our proud sponsors of Fort Lee Bridgemen Athletics, as shown here on your screen. Bertolucci and Santana each with 5 points apiece, accounting for the 10 points in this game. Fort Lee breaks the pressure this time, trying to go coast to coast with it was Samantha Song, as that's knocked out of bounds. That'll be possession now here on the inbound for Fort Lee. Eleanor Yu will do the inbounding here for the Bridgmen, the sophomore. Yu looking for an outlet, almost running out of time. Gets it into Song, who fires a fastball right back to her. Yu nearly lost the handle, kept it alive, but threw it into the backcourt for a backcourt violation after Martinez tried to track it down. Dumont's last loss here at East Gymnasium was a 61-41 loss on January 24th of 2023. Only win so far this season for Dumont was a 63-43 win against Indian Hills back on December 21st. Inbound into the corner, another three-point shot. McKinley's shot a little too long that time, but the offensive rebound is brought down by the Huskies. Another corner, this time from the near side corner, no good on the three. Follow-up attempt inside, and another foul is going to be whistled against Fort Lee. Scarlett Santana having her way inside right now against the Fort Lee front line. Second team foul of the quarter against Fort Lee, as Santana will knock down the first foul shot. 2 of 3 at the line so far in this first quarter. Game high 6 points for number 0. As Santana showing off the nice shooting touch there. She's got 7. 12-0 run in this first quarter now for Dumont. Taking a 12-2 advantage over this very young Fort Lee side. Knocked out of bounds, last touch off of the Huskies. Again, if you're just joining us, this was scheduled to be a 4:15 start time, but due to busing issues by Dumont, this game was pushed back to about a 4:52 start time. Bobbled around inside. Ball was tipped out of bounds, last touch off of Fort Lee, so possession going back over to Dumont. Dumont dumping inside. Good ball movement leading to the open three-point look. No good by McKinley. Hustle on the out-of-bounds play, but throwing it out of bounds that time was Bertolucci. Possession back over to Fort Lee. Scoring has been a struggle in the early parts of this season for the Bridgmen. They averaged 29.7 points per game. Trying to get some offense here. Offensive rebound. Song trying to get around the defense. Got tied up cleanly. And the ball taken away by Dumont. They're out in the open floor for the lay-in. Bertolucci off the assist from Gian Gregorio. Bertolucci with 7 points. This time a missed shot inside, but the follow-up is good that time by Bertolucci. Another stoppage here with another timeout. 3:19 left to go here in the first quarter. And Dumont racing out to an impressive start to this one on the road. Dumont's full court pressure has just been too much for Fort Lee to contend with in the early goings here. It's led to a countless number of turnovers And then Dumont has been able to take full advantage with layups, also just some putback shots as well inside. So Fort Lee has to gain their confidence here at this point. If they can break the pressure, then they can set up in the half court. They can make some strides and get back into this game against this league rival. And they've fallen behind by 14 as we're coming up in the final 3 minutes of quarter number 1. Olivia Kim at the foul line. Handing it off for Amber Lask, the sophomore. Martinez gets around her defender. Lask, top of the key. Extra pass. Here's an open shot. Off the back rim that time by Song, the freshman. As you could hear, all the underclassmen, big part of this lineup for Fort Lee. And that time it was a good take to the rim by Ileana James, the junior, who leads the team with 13 points per game. She draws the contact and will head to the foul line, trying to stop this run here for Dumont. James will rattle in the first foul shot. First point of the afternoon for her. She had 11 points, including 3 made threes in their last game against Bergenfield. And a season-high 21 points back on December 29th in a game against Rahway. Dumont trying to answer with a three, no good, but cleaned up inside by Santana. Fort Lee just not accounting for the players, including Santana, down underneath the rim. Even on missed shots, just leads to wide open putbacks. Both teams trading possession in the last couple of subsequent passes. Martinez across the way. Lask gets the shot up. Rebound taken away by Dumont as they look to push it out the other way. And the transition layup is good for Gabriella Bartolucci. Bartolucci with 11 points now here for Dumont. She had 14 points, 14 rebounds in this game a season ago here at East Gymnasium. So already she is feasting. Lask's jump shot is short. Bartolucci with the rebound, and then eventually led down the other way in transition hoop here for Dumont. Another steal here. And Bartolucci is up to 13 points in the quarter. There's a made field goal for Ileana James. James with 4 points to lead the charge here for Fort Lee with under a minute left to go. Angelica Fernandez, by the way, number 52, has just checked into the game for Dumont. She just had her first basket a couple of moments ago. And there's a three-point shot from the corner. Bartolucci now with a pair of made threes as well. She's got 16 points in the first quarter. Shot off the mark with under 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Dumont trying to get free, and it's going to be a loose ball tie-up, and that's going to be possession arrow keeping it on this end of the floor with Fort Lee. 15.7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Martinez outletting it to James. Tries to get it over to the near side of Pagan, who tracks it down. 9 seconds on the shot, on the clock. Leads to the open look from three, no good. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Kim comes away with it, takes the shot, and gets it stuck behind the backboard. And that will end the first quarter of play. Dumont well in front here. Fort Lee, an impressive start for the visitors. After it took them some time to get here to the game, it did not take them that long to get in front. Outstanding first quarter of play for the Huskies, as we'll be back to the start of the action coming up shortly here in the start of the second quarter of play. Thank you again to all of our proud presenting sponsors. for their support of Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Gabriella Bartolucci, the senior from Dumont, with 16 points in that opening quarter, including a pair of made threes. Scarlett Santana, the junior, with 9 points. And Angelica Fernandez chipped in the other 2 for Dumont. Fort Lee being led by Ileana James's 4, and Daniela Pagan had 2 as well. Offensive foul whistled against Dumont, as Fernandez will pick up the foul. That'll be her first. Martinez trying to force that pass in the high post to Pagan. And Pagan gets fouled after a pair of Dumont players trying to collide around her. Jean Gregorio might have been the one called for the foul. James with a backdoor pass to Lask across the lane. Nice finish there. Beautiful find from Ileana James to her teammate Amber Lask, who had the floater finish across the lane to give Fort Lee another basket here in the first half. Works around the perimeter, long-range 3, and that splashes home, nothing but net. It's been that type of first half for Bartolucci. Her third 3 of the game. She's got 19 points. And we are less than a minute gone by in the start of the second quarter. Last taking her defender off the dribble, try to throw it up at the rim, but it was good, clean defense. Unselfish look there. McKinley, the recipient of the unselfish look from Gian Gregorio, who could add a lay-in herself. She gets credit with the assist. There's a steal by Bartolucci. Goes down the other way. Missed layup, though, by Gian Gregorio. Outlet pass is deflected and stolen back here by Dumont. Long-range 3 is knocked down that time by Gian Gregorio. Dumont has knocked in 4 made threes in this first half. Tried to feed it down low to Pagan, but it got deflected away. Gian Gregorio down the other way, took it herself, and lays it in. She's got 5 in a row here for the Huskies. Martinez trying to split the double team. Ball got left behind. Float shot attempt by James was off the mark. Rebound secured by Fernandez. Fernandez across the middle of the lane had the defender fly past her. Rebound secured underneath by Kim. Olivia Kim, what a season high 10 points a season ago against Cliffside Park. Kim trying to feed it down low inside of Pagan. Pagan turnaround shot, bank shot is good. Daniela Pagan, the freshman who had 5 points in the last game against Bergenfield, with 4 points here in the first half against Dumont. Dumont's side is already close to closing in on their per-game scoring average. They're up to 39 points in this first half. They averaged so far to start this season 41.6. Angelica Fernandez now with 4 points off the bench. Pagan in the elbow. Gets it up top to Martinez, who knocks down the 3. Jacqueline Martinez The first three-pointer of the game for Fort Lee. Wholesale change is being made by both teams here, as Dumont will inbound it after Martinez opened up her scoring account with that three ball from straight away. Deflected, out of bounds, off of the hands of Olivia Kim last. The growing pains of a younger team this season for head coach Kelly Lane in her third season at the helm of this program. Worked around, as you can see, the experience on Dumont's side. Swing pass into the corner. Leads to the open look from straight away, no good. Another offensive rebound, though, by the Huskies, trying to have the putback, but the shot went too high of the mark. Fort Lee will settle it down after James raced out with the possession. Kim getting it up top to James. Dumont so aggressive in extending their pressure. James giving it over to Kim. Kim across the lane. Extra pass by Song. Here's the shot from outside, no good. Rebound secured underneath by Santana. Dumont in the open floor the other way. Up and under move with a Euro step, but an extra step was taken there by Isabella Ruiz. That'll be a turnover and possession back over to Fort Lee. James getting in back up top to you. Song, Kim, looking inside for James. Had position, got it blocked away. Still possession here for Fort Lee. Shot from three was left short. Rebound secured by Ruiz. Good defensive possession there for the Huskies. Tried that entry pass inside. Good anticipation of the defensive end there by Fort Lee. As Georgina Sciglitano, the sophomore, came in to force that interception and that turnover. But then the turnover forced the other way leads to the Zamira McKinley layup. She's got 4 points here in the first half for Dumont. Song getting it down low as Fort Lee tries to get it back to her. As McKinley knocked that one out of bounds, will be a possession on the sideline here to the near side, closest to our vantage point in the lower left-hand corner of East Gymnasium. So glad that he could join us here for our broadcast coverage of varsity girls basketball here in the Big North American Division. Fort Lee taking on Dumont here today, and Dumont has had the better of the play in the first half. Another turnover forced by the Huskies. Going down the other way with a left-hand layup. That time was Sage Solomon, the sophomore guard. First 2 points of the game for Solomon, with under 2 minutes left to go before halftime. Martinez's bank shot is off the mark. Solomon tracks it down. Nice give and go inside. Unselfish look as Scarlett Santana benefits from that extra pass from her teammate. Santana with 11 points here in the first half. James trying to feed Kim inside, turnaround shot. Rebounded inside by McKinley. McKinley whips it around to the far side. That pass was deflected after Ruiz was trying to get it over from Dumont. And possession going back over now to Fort Lee with 61 seconds left to go here in the first half. Shot from the outside, no good. Good box out there by Ruiz, making sure that there was no offensive rebound for Sciglitano. Corner three is cashed in by Zamira McKinley. McKinley with 7 points here in the first half for Dumont. Worked around inside, now to Pagan. Backing down her defender, just misfired on the turnaround shot off the glass. McKinley the other way. In the open floor, no good. It ricocheted, last touch off of the shoulder of a Fort Lee player underneath the hoop with 18.7 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Dumont approaching the final 10 seconds of the first half. Huskies working around McKinley in the corner. No good. Tipped around. Here's one last chance for the Huskies trying to beat the buzzer. They draw the foul with 0.8 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And that should send Sage Solomon to the foul line to shoot two. Solomon rattles in the first foul shot attempt. 3 points now for Solomon in the first half. Solomon misfires on the second attempt, and that will end a first half that was controlled by Dumont. Stick around, fans, as we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half of play as you're watching Fort Lee girls basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee High School as we're moments away from the resumption of play and the start of the second half. Fort Lee taking on Dumont in their first divisional game of this 2024-25 season. All Huskies through the first half of play. Taking a look at the stats from the first half. Gabriella Bartolucci with a game-high 19 points. Scarlett Santana added 11 points. Angelica Fernandez with 4 and Sage Solomon with 3. Lucia Giangregorio also added 5 points. And Zamara McKinley with 7 points for Dumont. On the other side for Fort Lee, Daniela Pagan and Ileana James with 4 points apiece. Jacqueline Martinez knocked in a 3-point shot. She's got 3, and Amber Lask has 2. Fort Lee will start on offense. They are in their home black. Dumont defending in their road whites. James tracks down the pass and gets it back up top to Martinez. Martinez lost a little bit of real estate there after she picked up her dribble and is called for the traveling violation. So the turnover will give possession back over to Dumont. Santana kicking out onto the corner to McKinley. Possession is tracked down by Giangregorio. Shot from the outside, no good. Pagan gets the loose ball rebound, trying to throw it to her teammate. But McKinley got in the passing lane. Loose ball tie-up, and possession will stay on this end of the floor with Dumont. With this margin, the mercy rule's in effect, so the clock will continue to roll its way down, even when it's the normal stoppages, when the time usually is frozen. Again, this game started later than expected because of the late arrival due to busing issues for Dumont. But once they've arrived, the Huskies have taken control from the opening quarter and have not looked back here. Good ball movement here. Santana inside. Triple team comes to her. Loose ball tie-up. And possession error will give it back over to Fort Lee. So good job on defense that time by the Bridgemen. Martinez facing a quick double team. Goes off the hands of Yu, and now Dumont the other way. Good recovery defense by James, but the putback is solid inside for Scarlett Santana. Santana's first bucket of the second half. She's got 13 points in the game. Block shot by Santana now on this end of the floor on defense. Long ball pass down the other way, and that's unselfish. Giangregorio getting it right over to Bartolucci, who was running the floor. And Dumont extends their lead. The steal that was produced, Giangregorio quickly looked up. She's always been looking pass first for her teammates. And got it to Bartolucci, who is cutting down the near side. Bartolucci up to, again, 21 points in this game. She's the leading scorer on the season for Dumont, averaging 13 points per contest. Fort Lee again forced into a turnover. Solomon in for the 2. Solomon with another deflection. And leads to another easy 2 here for Sage Solomon, the sophomore. Pagan inside the lane. Heaved up and knocked down to the near side. Good-looking jump shot for a 3 by Amber Lask. First 3 of the game for Amber. Second made three of the contest for Fort Lee. As Santana was trying to hustle her way to save possession, but it went out of bounds off of her last, so possession goes back over to Fort Lee. Martinez giving off for James. Now Pagan. Up top to Martinez. Now in the corner for Kim. Kim's jumper no good. Pagan muscles her way inside and lays it back and in. Danielle Pagan now with a game-high 6 points for Fort Lee. And they'll say that it's a foul as well, so the and one opportunity will have Pagan at the line trying to complete the three-point play. And she does just that. Daniela Pagan now with 7 points in the game for Fort Lee. Bartolucci's three is no good. Kim with the rebound. Liana James looking for an outlet. Kim back to James. James takes her defender off the dribble, just too strong in the layup attempt. No floor spacing the other way. Here's transition three attempt for Dumont, no good. Santana hustles to it, but saves it back in play to Lask. Lask's outlet pass, though, was intercepted. Good job by Martinez picking the pocket of Gian Gregorio. Martinez weaving her way down the other way and lays it in. So Jacqueline Martinez with the steal and finishes through the contact with the layup. She's got 5. Gian Gregorio worked it around. Long range offering, off the rim, no good, but Gian Gregorio with a rebound. Baseball pass with the one hand, getting it up top. McKinley's three, no good. Pagan tracks down the loose ball. Martinez and Fort Lee down the other way. And she banks it home. Bank is open there for Jacqueline Martinez, who has scored the last 4 consecutive points for Fort Lee. Richmond now with 10 points here in the third quarter. Coming up on the final 2 minutes of play in the third. Three-pointer no good. Bartolucci with the offensive rebound. Dribble drive, layup inside, reverse. There by Bartolucci. Nice finish there by the senior. James tried to go backdoor. Good anticipation underneath defensively by Dumont. But then the pass is eventually deflected out of bounds. Last touch off of Lucia Gian Gregorio. That'll be an inbound upcoming now here for Fort Lee. Coming up on the final 90 seconds of the third quarter of action. Good lob pass underneath. James tried to go up with the left-hand layup. No good. Tracks down her own miss. Good hustle underneath. James clapping for it. Turnaround shot, left short. Fort Lee again keeps it in play. They rush the ensuing shot. Fort Lee had a couple of offensive rebound opportunities there. Just could not finish it home with a converted layup. And 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Solomon inside. Santana's shot no good. Bartolucci was trying to save it, but tipped it out of bounds. Last touch off of her. Most points scored in a game this season for Dumont, 63. They're approaching that number here. 59 points on the board. 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. On a loose ball tie-up, possession arrow is going to keep it here with Fort Lee. 20 seconds left to go in the third. You into the corner. Lask chucks up the three, hits the side of the rim. James trying to put back, and that'll be off the mark, and that'll end the third quarter of action. So Dumont will continue to take its lead into the start of the fourth quarter as you're watching all the action of Fort Lee girls basketball, courtesy of our proud sponsors as seen on your screen. To the fourth quarter we go. Dumont in their road white, Fort Lee in their home black. First league game of the season for both teams. Dumont has been dominant here on the road. Huskies trying to track it down. Rachel Varkis, first time she's in the game. Turnover produced here by Fort Lee. Too strong with the layup attempt. Fort Lee tries their luck from outside. Off the back iron, no good. Chasing after the missed shot and laying it up and in. Samantha Song, the freshman, with her first 2 points of the game. Fort Lee and Dumont each with 10 points apiece in that third quarter. Entry pass inside, and bank shot is good for Scarlett Santana. Santana up to 15 points in the game. Worked around the perimeter. Kim passing it straight away up top. Almost a bank shot three that time for Fort Lee. It's tracked down by Dumont going down the other way. And that time, Rachel Varkis was fouled, and the junior will head to the foul line to shoot two. Short on the first foul shot attempt for the junior. Second foul shot also no good. Last touch out of bounds off of Dumont. Possession back over to Fort Lee. Kim. Up top to Martinez. Sets and fires. Pinballed around. Good offensive rebound by Song. Keeping possession alive and eventually leads to the jump shot finish for Georgina Sciglitano, the sophomore, with the first 2 points of the afternoon. Open jump shot to the near side, just left a little short. Dumont unable to track it down as its last touch off of the Huskies out of bounds. Possession back over to Fort Lee. Dumont will head home for their next game, a league game against Ridgefield Park, as they'll host the Scarlets on January 9th. Fort Lee in their next contest will host Dwight Morrow here at East Gymnasium on Thursday. Martinez once again trying to knock down the three, too strong. The other way, and Dumont able to convert in the open floor. Kim at the foul line. Into the corner. Fort Lee just trying their luck from deep at this point in the game. As Dumont will work it around the perimeter. And that turnover gives possession back over to the Bridgemen as we're closing in on the midway point to the fourth quarter of play. Dumont on their way to snapping their 5-game losing skid on the season and corral their second win of the year. As James' jump shot left short, tracks down her own miss. Trying to get it inside the post to Pagan. It was deflected last touch out of bounds off of Dumont, so still an inbound upcoming here for Fort Lee. As Coach Prepis now emptying her bench to allow all her players a chance to get some varsity experience here this afternoon. Hugh gets it inside to Pagan. Turnaround shot. Deflected off the side. Still the hustle on Fort Lee's side to track down possession. Shot from the outside is canned that time by Martinez. Martinez knocked down the 3 ball, and now Kelly Lane will also empty her bench to allow her reserves to get a chance to play here. Martinez will finish with 10 points in this game for the Bridgemen. Coming across the lane was Sofia Sedano. And there's another basket made by Rachel Varcasi. Dumont down the other way. Good unselfish look. And Angelisa Maglione, the sophomore, with her first 2 points of the day. And a reach-in foul now whistled against the Huskies, as the starters for Dumont cheering on their reserves here, getting some time and getting some of their first points of the day. Again, this young Fort Lee side, they'll have to grow in just this experience. Try to learn from this and try to bounce back in their next time out against Dwight Morrow. These two teams will meet again in early February in Dumont on February 4th. Jump shot no good on the near side for Nicole Lee, number 24, is into the game. Scaglitano doing the inbounding inside to Pagan. Pagan is going to be a good one. 9 points for the freshman. Nicole and Giselle Lee both into the game for the first time, as well as Elizabeth Vasquez, number 21. Giselle Lee trying to fight for that loose ball. Both players on both teams, these reserves getting some valuable playing time at the varsity level. They are hustling, they are clawing for everything. And you love that. They don't want to squander the opportunity to get this varsity time. And possession goes back over to Dumont. So Dumont with the win will go to 2-6 on the season. Fort Lee will fall to 1-6 this year. As that one is pinned on the side of the backboard and the rim. Only 37 seconds remaining here in regulation. So the ball was awarded to Fort Lee on a possession arrow on the jump ball, and now the final 30 seconds of regulation here at East Gymnasium. So Dumont will go to 1-0 in league play. Fort Lee will fall to 0-1 in league play as Pagan will head to the foul line. Pagan 1 for 1 at the foul line here today. She's got 9 points. Missing on that second opportunity. Now Dumont brings it down the other way. Morales hooked that pass inside, stolen away by Nicole Lee. Nicole Lee trying to go coast to coast with it. Pass deflected, and that'll end the action here today. So Dumont is victorious on the road against Fort Lee. Moves to 2-6 on the season. Fort Lee will fall to 1-6. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another edition of Fort Lee Girls Varsity Basketball Action. We'd like to thank all of our proud presenting sponsors of their continued support of our student athletes here in these Fort Lee Bridgman athletic broadcasts. So for everybody here from East Gymnasium, I'm Dan Long saying so long and thanks for watching here on YouTube.